hasn't changed at all. So while they're standing beside you, won't you tell them the score? Won't you tell them a story of the days in the way back when? Every now and then.
This is the bathroom of our house.
What's a bathtub for?
For taking baths, of course.
Now, wait a minute, that's only part of the answer. Sure, you may have to take a bath every night, or at least every school night, to get clean. But we also take baths for lots of other reasons. Little kids, for example, can spend hours swimming in the tub, playing with boats and balls and toys, and making pretend. Moms and dads take warm baths to relax and dream, showers to wake them up in the mornings, and sometimes just to get away on a 10-minute vacation. And today's bathtubs do more than just hold water. Some shoot out jets of water which massage you with warm water while you sit in the tub. Just the thing for those tired, achy muscles.
When you have to get washed quick, fast, and in a hurry, nothing beats a shower. Now, up till I was about 9 years old, I wasn't allowed to take showers. Mom knew that I'd get water all over the bathroom floor. And I think Dad still remembered the water pouring through the kitchen ceiling when my older sister left the shower curtain hanging out. But showers were better just for getting clean because the dirt and soapy water ran right off you and down the drain. And it's fun watching warm steam swirl in the air around me as I was getting dried and dressed. It was like 10 minutes in a cloud.
Taking a bath in our big clawfoot tub was quite an event. It was called a clawfoot because it sat off the floor on 4 iron feet, shaped like lion's paws. It was long and deep and took forever to fill with water. And once you climbed in, you could almost imagine yourself sitting on a throne or in a lion's lap. Houses didn't have built-in bathtubs or even bathrooms back in Lincoln's day for the simple reason that there was no indoor plumbing. If we wanted water in the house, we carried it in from the pump, a bucket at a time.
Boy, that must have been hard work. Water is heavy.
Oh, but that's not the whole story. We had to carry it out again when we were finished using it. So needless to say, I didn't take many baths as a boy. Only about 1 a week in the summer and less than that in the winter. When bath time did roll around, I filled up a tub with water that Mom had heated on the stove, and I took my bath right there in the kitchen.
This is the bathroom of our house.
Every living thing, grass and trees, horses and seahorses, even you and I, constantly changes and grows. Take people, for instance. We breathe in air, drink water, and eat food, which our bodies need to give us the energy to grow and to live our lives. But we also need to get rid of things from our bodies that aren't good for us or that have been used up. And that's why we go to the bathroom. Toilets take our body's wastes and flush them down the drain and away from where we live, either to a sewage treatment plant or deep into the ground where nature changes it back into new soil over a period of time.
Before the days of indoor plumbing, when you had to go to the bathroom, you headed outside to the outhouse, no matter what the weather. Every house and farm had one when I was a kid. Some families called them privies, some called them necessaries, and some even the twilight. They were usually made of wood and just big enough to sit down in. And sometimes there were even 2, built side by side. The one with the image of the sun carved into the door was for men, while the one with the crescent moon was for women.
The 2 most important parts of a toilet are the tank and the bowl. When you flush the toilet, water drains from the tank down into the bowl, forcing the wastewater down the drain and through the soil pipe. Fresh water then fills the tank, and it's ready for the next flush. This is the bathroom of our house.
Soaps and shampoos might look and smell different and contain different ingredients, but they all do pretty much the same thing. When they mix with warm water, they lift off the dirt and oils that have built up on your skin and hair over the course of the day. And when you rinse off, the dirt and soap go down the drain and your skin is clean. When a pig is slaughtered, everything is used except the squeal.
I've heard that before. It's an old farm saying.
And it's true, too. Just about everything is used. Fat from pigs and other farm animals, for instance, is boiled down into a liquid and mixed with lye and other ingredients. And as the mixture cools down, it hardens into a huge piece of soap, which is then cut into bars of different sizes and wrapped for sale. Soaps and shampoos might look and smell.
This is the bathroom of our house. A sink is nothing more than a big bowl for water with a drain pipe in the bottom. That way, water can be emptied down the drain instead of being carried outside a bucket at a time. And since every gallon of water weighs over 8 pounds, having indoor plumbing sure saves a lot of work.
I plugged up the drain once, but I forgot to turn the water off.
What happened? Did the water overflow?
No, I was lucky. Right before the water reached the top of the sink, it started to drain into those little holes under the faucet.
And then it ran down the back of the sink and down the drain. So the people who designed your sink saved your floors.
And my neck, too.
Drains are more than just straight pieces of pipe leading out of the bottom of the sink. If that were the case, water could empty out of the sink, but germs and bad air from the sewer lines could come right back up and into your house. Instead, drains have S-shaped sections of pipe in them called traps. Water caught in the trap stays in the drain pipe and seals off the sink from the rest of the sewer system, helping keep the bathroom clean and free from germs.
This is the bathroom of our house.
Today there are all sorts of teeth cleaning gadgets in the bathroom. Electric toothbrushes, for example, move their bristles in just the right way to clean our teeth, even the hard-to-reach ones. Other appliances shoot tiny jets of water between our teeth to force out little bits of food which can cause cavities. And dental floss, a type of thin wax string, helps get the rest.
Back in the 50s, all we had to keep our teeth clean was a toothbrush. That and about 1 million brands of toothpaste. Toothpaste ads were all over the television. Some told us that dentists used their brand most often, others that kids liked theirs the best, and some brands claimed to kill the most germs. And some commercials even sold toothpaste using charging rhinos, roaring lions, and poisonous snakes, all to show how tooth decay couldn't get through their invisible cavity shield.
When I was a girl 60-odd years ago, I used baking soda to keep my teeth clean.
Baking soda?
That's right, the same stuff my mom used in her baking. Now, it didn't taste sweet or minty like today's toothpastes, but it did the trick, and we knew that eating an apple for dessert was a good natural way to keep our teeth clean and healthy. I guess you could say that an apple a day kept the doctor and the dentist away.
This is the bathroom of our house.
Our bodies are made up mostly of water, gallons of it, and it's best if the air we breathe has some water in it too. It helps keep our mouths from getting dry and keeps our noses and lungs working well too, because germs have an easier time getting into our bodies when the air is very, very dry. And you can tell when the air in your house is too dry.
How can you tell?
Did you ever get a little electric shock when you touch something metal indoors in the winter?
Sure, that's static electricity.
Right. And then you know that the air you're breathing is drier than desert air. That's when a humidifier comes in handy. It can put a fine mist into dry air to make it more breathable. The vaporizers we had in the 1950s actually boiled water, sending real steam into the air, not just a mist of water droplets. We only used them on rare occasions to help loosen real bad chest colds, and with good reason. They were dangerous. One time, my mom set up the vaporizer, filled it with water and a little menthol jelly, plugged it in, and left the room. And it promptly caught fire. So there I was in bed with a burning fever and a burning vaporizer between me and the door.
What did you do?
Well, the old vaporizer wound up in the trash, and I wound up with a towel over my head breathing in steam from a pot of hot faucet water.
This is the bathroom of our house.
Modern medicines can do wonders. Taken properly, a pill smaller than an M&M can keep an adult man or woman alive for years and years. But if taken by the wrong person, that same pill can cause injury or even death.
That's because our bodies are all different.
Right. And medicine that's just right for somebody in your family may be very dangerous for the rest. So, how do you tell the difference?
That's easy. Only take the medicine that the doctor and your parents say is right for you. And never take any other medicine at all, no matter how good it looks.
Deal?
Deal.
We seemed to get a lot more needles when I was young. Needles for everything, even vitamins sometimes. That's why I remember so well the first time I didn't have to get one. The Saturday my mom and Nana walked me down to the public schoolyard to get vaccinated against polio by eating a sugar cube. Now you see, my mother and grandmother were scared to death of us getting polio. It was the worst of all childhood diseases, and it could cripple or even kill you. We kids were always being warned to keep away from stagnant puddles of water, especially in the summer, polio season, because that's where the disease spread. So when the vaccination came out, a few drops of medicine on a couple cubes of sugar, Mom got me there in a hurry, and for once, I didn't argue.
I was born before the days of antibiotics and real medicines. We just used home remedies, drugstore medicines, and plain old common sense. I recall contracting pneumonia when I was about 10 or so. I had a cough and my breath was rattly and I was real weak. I think I missed 3 or 4 weeks of school, home in bed. Even though it was the middle of winter, the doc told Mother to keep the bedroom windows open and to get me a mustard plaster.
What's a mustard plaster?
Oh, it was a big pad of linen gauze which was soaked in a solution of mustard and laid across your chest. Oh, how it burned. Mother said it'd open up the pores in my chest and the winter air would help kill the germs. Whether it worked or not, I'll never know. But here I am 60 years later telling you the story.
We tried to stay away from doctors and surgeons when I was little. Pa said that it seemed most folks got sicker rather than better after a doctor's visit. The doctor in our village had a habit of bleeding his patients, on the idea that if he let out some of their blood, then maybe the disease would leave with it.
Now I know why you stayed away from them.
Right. All in all, Mother had more faith in the tonics and herbs that she grew in the garden. It seemed like there was a plant for whatever ailed you, and the plant's names sometimes even told you what they did. Names like feverfew and eyebright spoke for themselves, and there was one called bone set, which didn't cure broken bones, but did seem to help break a fever, especially bad ones, which Mother called break-bone fevers.
We may think that our medicines today come from the laboratory, and that's true to a point. Sometimes scientists make medicines on their own, but more often they find new medical uses for plants, both old and new ones. Most of these plants come from tropical forests. So many more kinds of species grow in those warm, rainy regions. In fact, there are still thousands and thousands of new kinds of plants in these rainforests, just waiting to be discovered. And some probably hold cures for the diseases which still affect our lives. This is just another reason why the Earth's rainforests have to be protected and cared for.
Rainforests are the world's medicine chest.